Hello, this is Ben from Biffy Clyro at Pinkpop Festival, and you're watching Toasted.
Ben, welcome to Pinkpop.
Hello, thank you for having us.
Excited to be here.
Of course I am. It's a wonderful festival, and it's great to be back.
You just finished the tour in the States.
Yes, we have for the second time this year. We're trying to spend a little bit more time there and break the back of that huge country. So we're getting somewhere now, though. Finally, in our 7th album, we're starting to break through in America like a new band.
Really great shows. I saw loads of people.
Yeah, a lot more people than we were expecting. For our band, it's always been a very slow progress. You know, we have to keep coming back, and we get bigger through word of mouth and people seeing the live show and getting excited about our passion. And yeah, it's taken a long time in America, but it's happening. It's happening now.
I couldn't help noticing, because of course I was going through all your social media, that you guys recorded a 7-inch in Nashville. A cappella version of Here Come the Naturals.
Yeah, it was. If you're a touring band and you go to Third Man Records, they let you go into the booth and record for free. So there's very little room in the booth, so Simon jumped in himself and just did an a cappella version of a song he'd written. So
and then you get like one copy.
You get one copy of the thinnest record ever. Yeah, it sounds terrible, but it's a really cool thing that
the ultimate collector.
Yeah, exactly. It's the ultimate collector piece. I mean, that little tiny vinyl would sell for who knows how many thousands.
Who has it?
I know, Simon has it. Yeah. I'll never get it from his. I have to pry it from his dead hands. There's no chance I get it back.
Hey, you also went to the Spam Museum, I saw.
Yeah, well, there's very little culture in that part of the world. It's not very old. It's not a very old part of the world. So like the Museum of Spam is about the most exciting thing that happened that day, unfortunately.
Hey, of course, you said yourself it took quite a while to get to this level, but I mean the level is pretty much high. It's you guys sold over in excess of 1,240,000 albums and over 400,000 singles in the UK alone.
Wow. I don't even know those stats. I don't really keep my eye on the numbers, so.
But I mean, come on, that's
amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Britain's been great to us, you know. But I guess it's the place that we've played the most, and like I say, when we play live, that's when we get fans, and that's when people understand our band properly. So, but yeah, to have sold that in such a small country, I'm now boggled by those numbers. That's really cool.
So it means like probably every family has a copy of your record.
Something like that. Yeah, we're like the new beautiful South. Like what the fuck?
Hey, less good news, of course, another attack in London. I saw you were giving a shout out on your Facebook page when the Manchester attack happened. What are your thoughts on this?
It's just horrific. We have to try and not let fear set in too much. You know, we have to. That's what the terrorists want, is for everyone to be scared to go on the streets and to be scared to come to things like this. And of course, you must be on guard, but at the same time, we can't let it stop everything. We have to, of course, our hearts and our thoughts are with everyone involved and anyone that's hurt, and families, of course. But life has to go on, you know. We can't let fear win. So.
Stops Rock am Ring, which is also a massive festival.
I know. I heard it was cancelled the other day with the.
I always think and I don't even want to give anybody an idea here, but I mean, imagine playing there and a bomb goes off in front of the crowd. Jesus.
I know. I mean, you it's horrible to think that anything like that can get in the way of a celebration of music and good times. That's why people are here, to celebrate life, and music is one of the things that brings a bit of light to dark times, and the idea of that being fucked with by hate and fear is just horrible. So.
Hey, talking about the album Ellipsis last year already. I know you guys are. I mean, you are prolific writers. Are you working on new stuff actually already?
I mean, always trying to. Like you never just close the tap completely. You always try and be open to ideas and try and be inspired by things. It's tough when you're on the road. You're thinking very much about the show and getting that right, and putting on a great performance. You're not really thinking too much about music. But Simon just writes all the time. He never ever stops. And we have a B-sides album coming out this year, which is a whole extra 16 tracks of music.
Is that B-sides from all time, or is it from the last recording?
This is brand new stuff. Like we recorded a full album whilst recording Ellipsis. We recorded a full album of other music that was songs that were too good for Ellipsis, so we made an extra album. And so basically, yeah,
so it's not a B-side. I mean, it's
not really. No. It's an album. It's an extra album, and that's going to come out this year. So we're super excited. I think the Biffy fans will absolutely love it. Some Biffy fans. It's going to be called ... or Punk Punk Punk. We haven't decided yet. One of the two. But yeah, it's like 16 songs of it's great music that it didn't quite make Ellipsis because it didn't really fit into the.
So it is different.
It's different from Ellipsis. It's maybe slightly more like earlier Biffy, I guess.
Is it louder? Is it like, or maybe more laid back, or what can we expect? Because
It's possibly less, maybe less poppy, but then when we think about it, there's loads and loads of hooks because there's always hooks in our songs. You know, it's always about melody, but it's maybe it just didn't quite fit into the kind of the more modern sound that Ellipsis has. I think it's maybe sat like a couple of years behind that in terms of our band anyway.
Hey, Rearrange, over 14 million plays now on Spotify.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's insane. I mean, I guess we always knew that song had the chance. It's a big crossover hit, and it's recorded more in a kind of almost an R&B style. So definitely a departure for us to do that, and I'm very proud of the fact that we did with the guts to record the song that way, because we could record that as a ballad or anything, and we did it that way, and that's
why not a ballad? Because actually that was my second question. Why is it not a ballad?
Because we've done ballads before, you know, and on this album Simon had a bunch of songs that he wrote that we just didn't play together. We decided to not take them into the practice room and to only take them to the studio and then see what happened in the studio. So we'd like a lot of the songs we recorded just guitar and a click track and the vocal first, and then build the song from there instead of doing drums, bass, guitar, vocals, you know. And it was amazing because sometimes I was playing last, the drums were on last, and that was really, really exciting for me, and it kept me engaged for the entirety of the recording process. Usually I do my drums in 2 weeks and then I'm like playing PlayStation or just, you know, whatever. So this was great. I got to be involved for the entire process, and that was really great for me, and it's great to see how Rich Costy, the producer's mind worked, and how he heard songs compared to how we would hear them, and there were lots of struggles, and that's what makes a great album, is a little bit of this. And
how does that work out? I mean, it can also turn out really sour. I mean, if the atmosphere in the studio turns out completely sour, then it must be freaking hard.
I mean, there's days we have to pull Rich out of a bad mood, you know, like he's got the ego about it. Come on, Rich, cheer up.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes, and that shows that he was really invested, you know. It showed that he really cared about it emotionally, you know. He was thinking about it when he was going to sleep, and then he came in the next day and he'd have a radical idea about a song. We'd be like, whoa, no fucking way we're doing that, no. And then we like fall out, and then you have to make up. And you're right, if it went too far one way, then nothing gets done. But no, we cared too much about getting the right result that we all pulled together in the end, and hopefully made something amazing. So.
Well, you did, because you had plenty of plays, so I mean that's pretty obvious. Hey, the lyrics are rearranged. I mean, because you were there when the track was produced and was done. Is it about someone in particular?
Yes, I mean Simon's songs, his love songs are about him and his wife. Simon's been with his wife since we were at school. You know, it's amazing. They've been together since, like, I don't know, 14, 15 years old, so long time, and they've been through everything together, and Simon will admit himself that he's not the easiest person in the world to be with sometimes, and a lot of these songs are kind of his way of saying to his wife, thank you for putting up with me, you know. So I think it's another one of them.
Hey, 3 songs on the album that stood out: Wolves of Winter, Howl, and Animal Style. Is that a coincidence, or do I notice a theme there?
There's definitely a bit of a theme, an animal theme happening there, and I think it's Simon kind of admitting to his more animalistic tendencies, but and they come out in different ways. Sometimes you have to be an animal and bare your teeth. Like in Wolves of Winter, that's more about the band saying, "Get off our patch," or "We're a wolf pack, and if you come near us, we'll fucking kill you." And then you have like Howl is more about like. Being an animal when you don't want to be an animal, you know, and like, so like there's lots of different animals within everyone, you know, and sometimes you have to let them out, and sometimes you struggle to control it, and sometimes you need it. So I think it's a cool thing to talk about, you know.
You guys will support Guns N' Roses for a couple of gigs this summer.
Yes, we will. I mean, Guns N' Roses, there's a band the band that brought our band together as kids when we were. Like, you know,
which one? Appetite of Destruction or Appetite for Destruction?
We liked Appetite, but I think it was more Use Your Illusion because of the age we are. It was more Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 that got us into the band, and then of course we loved Appetite. But that band, they were just like these weird like LA fucking sex aliens or something. Like they weren't even like not even human beings to us. These guys, they were such kind of caricatures and amazing. amazing rock stars, and we never thought we'd even ever get to meet them, never mind share a stage with them, and we're now kind of friends with Duff and Slash. We've met Slash, a little bit already, and that maybe helped to get the gig for us. And it's just going to be such an honour to play in Paris as well, which was the live show that we always watched when we were young. So, oh my God, so we cannot wait. We're going to be just pinching ourselves the entire time. And it's going to be such an honour, so yeah, we're very happy about that indeed.
You guys will support them. This is just Europe, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be Germany, I think, France, Holland, and
the last one you made me forget now.
we'll find that online. Hey, you're on stage in a couple of minutes. Many people, 65,000 people. Do you guys still get nervous?
Yeah, of course you do. I mean, there's always the chance that something can go wrong, something might break, you know. Not so much nervous about what we're going to do, because we know we can do it. But there's always a chance something might go wrong, something might break, something might happen, and then, you know, you never know. So you get a little nervous, but you try and channel that into passion and aggression almost, and come out, you know, baring teeth and looking for a fight.
I'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Awesome. Good man.
Cool. Cheers.